what's up you guys? It's here back with another video, and today we're going to be taking a look at the Marvellegends Spider-Man 2 Gamerverse Peter Parker in his black suit. Before we get started, I'd like to ask you guys if you feel so inclined to please like and subscribe. It really does help my channel and it's absolutely free. Taking a look at the packaging over here, it's pretty much the exact same that we've seen with all the other newer Marvellegends figures. The first time that I took a look at a packaging similar to this sort of style was the Deadpool Wolverine. It's kind of in a slimmer box over here, more condensed, more collector friendly, in the sense that you have more space if you want to keep the boxes. So that's a plus. Anyway, you got white, red, and black highlights, kind of similar to how the promotion was for the game. Marvellegends series at the top, Peter Parker in his black suit, Spider-Man 2 Gamerverse, and you see in the backdrop over there, you got a nice picture of the white Spider-Man emblem. At the side over here, you got a picture of the black suit Peter Parker from the game, Gamerverse, Marvellegends series. At the other side, you got the window box continuing along, Marvellegends series, Peter Parker, black suit. Same with the same picture from the game. At the top over here, you got Gamerverse. At the bottom, you got a couple legalese along with UPC codes. So if you're looking for this figure, that's it right there. Then in the back over here, you got that same picture of the character in the game, along with all the other figures you can collect in the Wave, Marvellegends series, Peter Parker black suit at the top, and a couple of legalese going at the bottom over there. As I said with the Wolverine, I'm a big fan of this packaging design because I do like to keep the boxes. So Hasbro, keep this up. Taking a look at the figure over here, I mean, what can I say? Spider-Man 2, the video game. I was really excited for it when it was coming out. It was following up from a really good first game that was very much an original story and, a very accurate version of Spider-Man. I really enjoyed playing that first PlayStation Spider-Man game, and I was excited for this one because they were doing the entire Kraven, the Last Hunt storyline, bringing in the Symbiote suit, bringing in Venom, which is one of the best, if not the best, Spider-Man villains. But yeah, I don't know if the game really was executed all that well. It was a very short story, in my opinion. The side missions and all that were kind of limited, and then on top of that, all the DLC was canceled for it. So it was kind of bare bones, in my opinion, in comparison to the last game. So it is the lesser of the two. But yeah, you get the black suit design of Peter Parker over here, which I'm very happy to see them finally tackling in Marvellegends form. Because yeah, this game came out now. It was 2020. It's 2023. So we're about almost 2 years, since this has come out. So kind of interesting on that. I don't know why Hasbro waited so long, but as I said, I'm glad to see it here. In terms of accessories, though, we can see that he does come with a plethora of accessories, and this I'm very, very happy to see. So we got two fisted hands that are already on the figure. We got two whipping hands, which is great. And then two open hands to do, sort of the wall crawling effects, that sort of stuff. And a web effect, which has a little bit of a symbiote style going on, which is pretty cool. So I'm actually a big fan that we got a lot of accessories with this. Taking a look at the figure itself, though, yeah, this is awesome. Like, a lot of the black suits that we've gotten for Spider-Man in Marvellegends form have typically been flat, not a lot of textures or details going on. And really, why would you need it? Because it's black, all black. So it's not like you'd be able to see a lot of the textures as it is. Even with the camera over here, it is having a bit of a harder time to pick up all those details. It keeps blurring out there. But I think Hasbro did a darn good job with this guy, because if you compare this, I don't have the figure, but the original Spider-Man PS4 figure, or even the second one, it was basically using the Renew Your Vows body buck, and there was absolutely no detail to it. It was just the body buck and then paint over top of it. And yeah, it was a complete miss in my opinion. So I'm glad that we're now actually getting a PlayStation Spider-Man where it actually has details on it. So this looks great. The head sculpt over here looks awesome. And yeah, you can see it's very much the alien looking type. Big white eyes. You can see the wetness on the head sculpt for the symbiote sort of textures. All those fleshy bits at the back there as well too. Oh, it looks phenomenal. The problem is that it's all black plastic, so it's kind of harder to see when it's not in a lot of light. So the one thing I probably would suggest with this is to maybe do a bit of a dry brush over top of it. but the textures as it is looks phenomenal. This is like a 1-to-1 to the game. And yeah, they look great. I especially loved with this costume specifically how it had those fleshy bits in comparison to the solid textures, because this was only the first phase of the symbiote suit. There was this one, and then there was like the venomized one where it had all these like fleshy bits all around the costume. So this is a good medium in between Spider-Man's regular advanced suit costume versus you know, his symbiote design. But yeah, legs over here look great. Look at those fleshy bits there. Those came out awesome. The only problem that I have with it, again, is just that it kind of gets lost in the sculpt because it's all the same black color. But as I said, you can do a bit of dry brushing and this thing will look phenomenal. I even love how even the plain bits over here actually still has that sort of like rocky kind of texture. It very much enhances the look of the costume, and you can believe that that's a symbiote there. So yeah, enough boasting about this. You can see there's two pegels at the bottom of the feet as well. Articulation is the point that a lot of people have been having problems with this, and yeah, it kind of does. It is limited in some areas, but for the price point that you're getting for this figure, I don't actually mind it. This is also a brand new sculpt too. That's another thing to keep in mind. Head can move up about that much. It's not too bad in my opinion. It can move down, you can move side to side. There's a bit of pivot in there. The arm can move up about that much, which, yes, this is where a lot of people have been kind of going crazy, and it's the fact that we don't get any butterfly joints in there. And I don't entirely mind it, but it would have been nice if it was that versus getting a sculpt like the advanced suit where it was just to renew your Val's body buck and no texture or any details on it. I would have preferred this. So I'm okay with that. Up, down, movement, bicep swivel, double jointed elbows. And that's another thing I forgot to mention. There's absolutely no pegs in there. So it is using that pegless technology, the newer pegless technology. And then you can see for the wrist over here, it does swivel, hinge. Then you do get a diaphragm joint over here. This one is fairly limited in my opinion, but you can get them down about that much. Get them back about that much, get to the side, get at the other side, and then you can swivel around, so pretty nice. Then he does have a bit of a waist crunch going on, so move down about there, move back about there, and if you want to do it all together, get himself that far back, which is pretty cool, and then that far forward. Then he does have some leg articulation. He can do the splits about that much. He can kick forward, he can kick back and on an angle. He has a thigh swivel in there. Double jointed knees, once again using that pinless technology over there, which is nice. And then also you got a boot cut. This is another thing. I don't think we really needed it, but I'm glad to see it. So he does swivel there as well too. And then ankle articulation, which is down, up, and pivot. As for comparisons, today I have the Miles Morales PlayStation Spider-Man. This one was the first one, so it was part of that No Way Home wave of figures. And this one still holds up. I still think this is better than the second one. But anyway, you let me know in the comments down below what you guys think. But yeah, this is great. They scale great together. I think that they were about the same height here in the second game. Miles did go through, you know, he was getting older, so he was getting taller. So yeah, they look about the same, the right size from the video game. So no complaints on that. But as we're doing the comparisons over here, I figured, you know, because he doesn't come with a Peter Parker head, why don't we try out some Peter Parker heads? And one of the reasons why I got this figure too, because I don't really have a sort of Spider-Man PS4 shelf, but it was more so because of the hype, obviously, with Avengers Doomsday and Secret Wars and Tom Holland possibly getting the black suit there. So as a temporary addition to my shelf until they make that figure, yeah, what do you guys think? Think that works? I think it looks pretty cool. Yeah. I can't wait for the movie. Anyway, we'll try out some other ones here. You got Andrew Garfield. He looks pretty cool with that. Yeah, that looks great. And got Toby, because why not? I know he's got a different Symbiote suit, which is actually also a figure that's coming out later this year. Yeah, he doesn't look bad with this either. I like that one a lot. And let's do a comic book one to end it off. And it's a bit of a bigger head sculpt, but honestly, I could kind of see it, maybe. I don't know, but those all do fit. In terms of height, we can see over here that this Spider-Man does stand at almost exactly 6 inches tall.
All right, so final thoughts on this Spider-Man figure. I think Hasbro did a great job with this. You already heard my thoughts on the Spider-Man video games. I thought the first one was phenomenal. The second one, they had a lot of hype going on around it. Overall, I would say it was a great experience, but you know, it wasn't as great as the first one. But one of the better parts of the game was the whole Venom storyline and having the symbiote costume, and it was a great look for the symbiote costume, and with Hasbro's sort of translation of how the costume came into figure form, I think they did a very good job. This figure is solid all around, and I mean that literally and figuratively. First off, one of the things I did not mention was that the plastic on this figure is actually, it feels very durable. I don't feel, because if you've seen some of my previous Spider-Man reviews, you'll know that I said, specifically with the No Way Home wave, it's a little bit long ago now, but anyway, the plastic has changed from that. It feels more durable. I don't feel like I'm going to be breaking this thing, so that's a major plus on that mark. In terms of solid too, though, it's a solid black plastic figure all the way around, but you know what? It works for the figure. I get that, you know, adding more layers of paint ups the cost, so there's only so much that Hasbro had to work with, and with this figure, you know, with it being all black, it's still good because that's the symbiote Spider-Man costume. The only thing I would have said is that I would have wanted to see a bit of a dry brushing over top of it, but I wouldn't expect that from Hasbro with them mass producing this. I also think the proportions are really great on this guy. It really does look like how he did in the video game, and the comparison with Miles Morales, like it's a perfect height difference. So what more can you ask for? As I said many times throughout this review, I really do appreciate that they went ahead and did a brand new sculpt with this figure. I really think they dropped the ball originally when they did those original Spider-Man figures in the advanced suit, where it was just a body buck and then paint over top. Yeah, that was just lazy, and I think them actually going in and doing a fully new sculpt is great. I really do appreciate that, and I know with that came with more limited articulation, but like I said earlier, I can still get him into some decent poses. I don't think it's that big of an issue. Then on top of that, the accessories. I don't actually mind the accessories. I think the accessories are pretty good for the price of this figure. So, you know, it's got the fisted hands, whipping hands, wall crawling hands. I'm glad that's becoming the standard now for Spider-Man figures, because that's really what every Spider-Man figure should come with. And then you get the web on top of it just as an added addition. I would have wanted to see a Peter Parker head sculpt, but you know what? It's not the end of the day. I'm sure they can get to it at some point. I still really do think that this figure is solid even without those extra accessories. So that leaves us with a rating of the figure. And I'd say, so in States, this figure is all mixed up now because of tariffs, but this one did cost around $25 USD, and in Canada, it's around the $35 mark. So for that, I do think that this figure deserves a solid 9 out of 10. I'm only not adding that extra point just because of the Peter Parker head sculpt, but I'm telling you, this is a great figure, and if you're really a fan of the Spider-Man 2 symbiote costume, this is the figure to get. With that, so you guys, let me know what you think in the comments down below. Did you like the Spider-Man 2 video game? I know, you know, it started off really good, but then it kind of felt lackluster in the end. I just want to hear your opinion on it, and do you think that original Spider-Man game was better than this one? And also, do you think we're getting these figures too late? Like, I kind of find it shocking that the game came out almost 2 years now, and yet we're finally getting figures for these characters. But thank you so much for watching, and as every YouTuber begs you to do, please like and subscribe, and hopefully I'll see you guys in the next video. Take care.